everybody, and welcome to another episode of Trek Canon. So today I'm doing an introduction to another three-part video where I pick one species against the other. So today you can consider this the intro to the Jem Hadar. So what can I tell you guys about the Jem Hadar soldier that you guys do not already know? Let's see. So the Jem Hadar are genetically engineered soldiers that belong to the Dominion. They're at the lowest rung of the three-tier Dominion structure, okay, with the founders being at the top, the Vorta being in the middle, and the Jem Hadar being at the low end. They're responsible for enforcement, for military actions, for any type of direct assaults, anything like that. They're very capable fighters, hand to hand, as well as pilots. They also, as well as being fighters, are also quite intelligent. They can figure out technology. They can figure out how to countermand technology. You know, they know how to figure out ways of achieving their objective quite quickly. The Jem Hadar normally operate in small teams, usually 5 to 7 individuals, with the teams being run by a first. A Vorta representative is usually in charge of the group, but the Jem Hadar first is pretty much the one that runs the show. All right. The Jem Hadar weapons, they have phase polaron hand weapons or small arms devices. They utilize mines that are cloaked and can transdimensional. It can come out and just blow you up. They have personal cloaking shields like the Predator. Actually, that's what they remind me of whenever they roll up on somebody. Let me see what else. They have a dependency on Ketracel White, which is a synthetic drug, if you will, that was created by the founders, administered by the Vorta, and it basically keeps them in line and keeps them subservient. It also checks their violent natures and is the only substance that they need. The Jem Hadar do not require food besides the Ketracel White, and they do not require sleep. There are only male Jem Hadar of the species, and there are no females. Reproduction of the Jem Hadar is done through cloning facilities, where they're very proficient in pumping out Jem Hadar, as well as Vorta representatives. Let me see what else. Excuse me if I miss anything, anybody. This is all from memory. All right. So let me see what else. One of the most notable Jem Hadar soldiers to me was a soldier by the name of Omet'iklan, and he was the first from a Deep Space Nine episode, and I thought that he was a really smooth guy. He was played by, man, I'm going to put a picture of him right here, but I did not know that this, I think his name Clarence, but I did not know that this was this guy. Did not know that this was this guy, but I should have known. Let me see. What else? Jem Hadar also used bladed weapons as well. Like I said, they are great tacticians. The Jem Hadar train continuously in fighting. They really get off on it. They love it. They're motivated. They control this urge very well. Okay, so they're very self-disciplined and they're very disciplined overall. They are totally obedient to the first and to the founders. They usually can, it's been known for them to not really care about the border, but they try real hard to really care about the border. But they have been known to mutiny against them or even kill border representatives or their border managers. Now, you see, the Jem Hadar age range from 1, and I think the oldest Jem Hadar that was shown in canon was 7 years old. So, in this video, like I said, we was doing an introduction to the Jem Hadar. Now, the next video will be an introduction to the Angosian soldiers. All right, to the Angosian super soldiers. Now, for those of you who don't know who they are, they're from a season 1 episode of The Next Generation. All right. Now, this video was a request from a subscriber of mine, and he didn't need to be no Patreon and be giving me money and all this stuff. Because again, the reason I do this channel, it has nothing to do with none of that. I might end up putting T-shirts or something on here with the High Speed family crest on it, but that's not my motivation. My motivation is Star Trek, people. My motivation is Star Trek. Talk to the people. Have the people talk to me. We talk about Star Trek. Maybe we could, But I'm going to be putting the Jem Hadar against the Angosian super soldiers. It's going to be a 5-man squad. Jem Hadar against a 5-man squad of the Angosians. So stay tuned for the next video where I talk about the Angosian super soldiers and why it'd be a good reason, why I agree that it'd be a good reason to pit these two against each other. And for the third video, hey, what we're going to do? We're going to have a situation where, we put these two together and figure out who would win a death battle. No, who would win in a confrontation between these two high-speed, one high-speed, well-known species in the Star Trek canon, a staple, if you will, and another lesser-known, if not unknown, species of the Angosians in Star Trek canon. So, if you guys are interested, are curious, please stay tuned. Please ring the bell if you haven't for any future content. And as always, peace, recycle, and say the whales. You guys be cool.